So today, we are going to be building an entry-level gaming PC based off of the Pentium G4400 platform and a 750 Ti graphics card from MSI. Older hardware to be sure, but for previous generation games and some lightweight titles, it should still hold up today. On top of this, we are adding 8 gigabytes of crucial DDR4 RAM, and we are going to be building in the a.k.a. Q-Pack 2 case. A very old case that I found out of a gaming shop's going out of business sale. It's a very interesting case to be sure, and I'm looking forward to building in it. The a.k.a. Q-Pack 2 is a very interesting case to build in, to say the least. It does not present a lot of airflow options. I'm hoping the relatively low power of the Pentium processor and the 750 Ti graphics card will mitigate this somewhat. Also, the motherboard is mounted horizontally. I've never built in a case like that before, but there's a first time for everything. One advantage of this, I would think, is you wouldn't have to worry about GPU sag, even if the 750 Ti were heavy enough for that to be an issue. To install the motherboard in this case, you actually slide the actual motherboard mount completely out of the rest of the case as a completely separate component. This does have the advantage of making the board extremely easy to handle and work on. So, all in all, that's thumbs up for the a.k.a. Q-Pack. We've chosen the H110M Pro VD motherboard from MSI for this build because it was the cheapest we could find. That's it, really. As an entry-level motherboard, there wasn't really a lot of features. My sister is not going to be overclocking, and we don't really need more than just one 16X PCI Express card, so this motherboard will do just fine. Alright, now this Pentium G4400 is just like any other CPU. You just pop the little lid up and you drop it like it's hot. It may be a little nerve-wracking when you push that lever down, but rest assured the CPU socket's tough. It can take it. We're just using the stock cooler on this because frankly, since the computer isn't for me and it's being made out of spare parts, I really don't care. And now for the piece en resistance, the MSI 750 Ti graphics card and a TP-Link AC 1900 wireless card. The 750 Ti will play most Xbox 360 era games pretty well. It can even hold up to some modern titles, and it doesn't even take any PCI power. All in all, really solid card. And here's where we reach the sad part of our story. You see, I did not realize that the 750 Ti was going to be a little on the thick side and would not go into this case. Having not checked part compatibility beforehand, this is live here. I did not realize this card was not going to fit into this case. But you know what? Rather than admit defeat, I decided to get creative with it. This is weird technology, and if we have to cut apart metal cases and slash apart plastic shrouds to make our parts fit, then by George, we're gonna do it. Just a note for all your newer PC builders out there, you would not normally be using pruning shears to modify your case. Basically, it's all I had on hand, and the metal was soft enough. Figured this was basically the best way to alter the case so the graphics card would fit. But all in all, gardening tools are not the right tool for this job, so try to avoid it if it can be helped. As you can see, a good ways into this card, this shroud is just nothing but plastic. We're gonna see if I take off about this much, if I can successfully get it installed in the case. Alright, so after some work with the pruning shears and much off-camera profanity, we managed to hack a good corner of the GTX 750 Ti off. Hopefully this should allow it to fit. Even with my modifications, the card still proved to be a very tight fit. I had to go at plenty of odd angles to get it to line up with the PCI brace, and the bracket at the front of the card did not want to slide into the slot, as well it shouldn't. This case is really meant for parts to be installed while the motherboard tray is slid out. I also did nick the card a few times against the case, leaving little scratches on it, and I was worried that the functionality of the card might have been compromised. But at this point I was invested. There was no going back now, and one way or another I am getting this freaking graphics card installed in this computer, and we're going to make it work one way or another. As you can see, at the end of the day, it is a very tight fit. Much of the metal of the case had to be removed, as well as the corner of the graphics card, to even get this thing remotely into place. But no matter, moving on to the power supply. It's a 750 watt, which is way overkill for a build like this, but I had it laying around and I wasn't about to go get another one. It should do. Hard drive, pretty simple choice. 1 terabyte hard drive from my previous gaming computer. All cleaned and pre-formatted. One thing I did notice when I went to go put the frame back on was the vent for the power supply is basically completely pressed up against the top of the case. That wasn't going to do, so quick inversion later, and some altering of the case because the metal actually covered the front where the plug for the power supply would go, and we were in business. Moment of truth. Let's see if this thing actually is functional, and I did not short something, get metal on the motherboard, or what have you. As you can see, the computer has posted just fine and is installing Windows now. Alright, nothing to do but get her set up and prepare to take it to see my sister. I hope she enjoys it. This was a lot of work. Alright, here we have the finished product, as you can see down here in the brand new entertainment center. What do you think of it, Ashley?
It works.
Glad to hear it.
I press a button and stuff turns on, and I get to play games and watch TV shows, and that's about all I know about technology. But it works!
Alright, well, it seems we have a happy customer. Well, alright, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.